Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. Yes, we are back. Yes, I have been off for a week, but I have been busy last week. Absolutely busy last week. So, sorry, I didn't have no time on any shows, but because there was no football as well. So, but look, football is back. Premier League is back. We're back tomorrow night. Obviously, Newcastle United. Tonight, I've got John. How are you, John?
Big up to Tony. I'm absolutely fine, man, and even to the chat as well. And thanks so much for having us on, T.
Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. But before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, then follow Sean the Sheep and do smash that like. That does help the channel, and it means new viewers find it more easily. So do smash that like as well. If you're brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe and be part of this great community we got here. Also hit that bell notification. That will tell you when I'm live. Have a pre-recorder when the upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it is 99p. You can do that by clicking the join button. And if you want to make a donation, you can do that in chat, clicking on the $sign, using the super chat function, and all money reinvested back in the channel as well. Now, I do want to make an announcement because, look, as I say, I didn't do any shows last week. And I set my show up as I would tonight, and I found a problem. And I had to look at StreamYard. And it's to do with Facebook now. Now, I have a Facebook group, as everybody knows. Now, looking on the StreamYard thing, as of yesterday, you can no longer have a Facebook page or a Facebook group, streaming the lives no more, which is very disappointing. So I don't know why they've decided to do this. Because, look, I used to get my viewers coming on there from Facebook and commenting. Now, all that's come to an end, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Why they've done that, I do not know. X still won't allow me to... Twitter still won't allow me to have a live on their stream for some reason, and I don't know what's going on. I need to get in touch with them and ask them what the hell they're playing at. But yeah, very disappointed that StreamYard's decided to do this. I don't know if it's them or Facebook, but apparently you can stream on your profile or a Facebook page, but not a group. So to me, I don't get that. And I just think it's just stupidity in my eyes. And it's a sad state of affairs if that's the way they're going to go on about it now. Did you know about that, John? Because I only found out tonight when I tried to set it up.
I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I didn't know it at all, but you know, I try to stream on Facebook, but I just don't get many people watching on Facebook, to be fair. But you are right. I mean, I can see Beer Vikings comments, monopolizing it as well. And for me, I mean, I feel that's a bit poor, right? You got to get Facebook viewers watching. They kind of get YouTube, then they're going to have to watch it on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way it goes. It's like Instagram, and also you can watch it on X as well. So for me, I just think it's a ridiculous decision. Also, I would like to say, I hope YouTube one day connect with X so you can get more viewers and add that onto your views on YouTube. Is there a way of doing that? And if they do that, I guarantee you one thing, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Absolutely. We'll just grab some comments anyway. David Lee says, evening, hope you're well, Tony. I'm absolutely fine, David. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, says Julie J. Mamod. Good evening to you, Julie. Hope you're well. Good to see you tonight as well. Is there going to be a show? I wonder. Yeah, there is. Sorry, we were just a little bit late. I was having to sort out my internet. Evening, Tony says, Bia. Good evening, Bia. Hope you're well. Yeah. Little sequence running, so I guess it looks like John is joining. Yeah, he was there as well. Mama Flossie's in the chat. Evening to you, Mama Flossie. Hope you're well.
The real one. She's the real one, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Bia says, where you been, Tony? My missus had me clean the house and also. Well, I've been busy, Bia. And then obviously Friday I had to travel to Scunthorpe to go and pick up my new car. So drop my old car off and pick up my new car. So yeah, not a brand new car, by the way, but yeah. So that's where I was on Friday. And then just for the weekend, I just had just had a relaxing weekend because I was absolutely shattered after getting back because I just drove there and back, and it was like, Leicester's just took the lead, by the way, against Southampton through. I'm not sure who it is at the moment, but it's number 18 for Leicester. If he would stand still, I may be able to read the back of his shirt.
Cool stuff.
Fan or something he's called, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I know you're on about
Fatawu, yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah. So Leicester's one up now. But yeah. So that's where I've been, BS. Sorry. David says, evening, Tony and John, two legends. Hope you're well. Cheers, David. Thank you.
I appreciate that, man.
Andrew, I'll read lads and lasses. We are, Andrew. Happy St. George's Day, by the way, everybody. Facebook decision, they are monopolising it, says Pierre. Yeah, there must be, mate. Alan Little, evening, Tony and John and Jack. Good evening, Alan. Nice to see you, mate.
Nice to see you, Alan. He's always on my channel. Good guy. And he's a why-not merchant as well, by the way. He's a why-not merchant.
He is.
When he talks about opposition, right, he always says, like, how about getting Steve Bruce?
Yeah. Harvey Barnes, I reckon it'll be 2-0. Palace, Mateta and Ayew goals. No, I hope not. BS says YouTube, Conquer Networks, YouTube's Google. Yeah, it is, absolutely.
When are they going to do it, though? When are they ever going to do it, though? I mean, obviously, Beer must know about it. I mean, when do you think they're ever going to do it? I'm sure they will, but don't leave it 5-year time or anything daft.
No. Evening, Tony and Johnson's Lee. Kelly, good evening to you, Lee. Hope you're well.
No, why not merchant as well? Great guy.
Mick says, big up and live free, Tony. Cheers. Thank you very much, Mick. Thank you very much.
Well, Mick. He says it says on YouTube, on Twitter as well. It's a great guy. Great guy.
Scunthorpe, where you've been roughing it then? Well, do you know what it is, Beat? It's the first time I've been to Scunthorpe for 15 years. Because the last time I went to Scunthorpe was when we played at Glanford Park and we lost 2-1. The only shining light out of that night was my daughter was happy that she got Kevin Nolan's training top off him, She didn't. She was going to ask him for it, and then she says, I'm a bit shy. So when he picked the ball up and he just turned us, I just shouted, Kevin, and he looked back, and I says, my daughter wants your top, and he went, there you go, darling, straight away and give it to her. So, yeah, I said to her, you should have just asked him, but Kevin Nolan, what a nice guy. And then, absolutely. So that was the last time I was at Scunthorpe, but this time it was a little bit more successful. Happy St. George's Day, absolutely. Billy says, who put this? See, yep, absolutely, Billy. Who did put that in there? Because Typhoon put the team to Britain, but who put that in Scunthorpe? Absolutely, mate. Evening to you anyway, Billy.
Big up Billy Tree, by the way, my guy.
We're all keeping well, Lee, absolutely, mate. Doing the Sheffield United career mode on FIFA 22. 10 seasons. I got 5 seasons to win the Champions League, 10 seasons in. And I've just got the semi-finals and won the Premier League. Well, on FIFA, Sheffield United can do that, but they could be down this weekend. Absolutely. I don't know if they're playing midweek, but if they're not, maybe we not send them down on Saturday, but maybe the weekend after they'll go down.
That's the game you need to win, Tony. We've got to win that game.
Yeah.
You must win that game.
Absolutely. So tomorrow we head to Selhurst Park. I mean, look, before Palace went on a little bit of a run, I did say that the next 6 games are all winnable games, which absolutely they are winnable games. What we've seen, Palace went Anfield, beat Liverpool 1-0. They've totally took West Ham apart 5-2 at the weekend there. So Palace are on a run of form at the moment. And, we're going to have to be very careful. Make sure we're on our A game tomorrow. They're free scoring at the moment. And you don't beat Liverpool by fluky football. You beat them by playing well. And look, yes, okay, Liverpool probably had chances and should have scored. But at the end of the day, Palace got the job done. And dented Liverpool's title hopes and Klopp as well. So, but it's going to be a tricky game down there, John. It's Selhurst Park because, you know, it is one of those grounds. We don't have the best of records at Selhurst Park. We've had a few draws down there. Last season we drew 0-0. Yes, we beat Palace this season at home 4-0. But I'm expecting a tougher game tomorrow, John. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. Selhurst Park. It's not an easy place to go to. Not many teams goes and win there. And yeah, it's going to be a challenging game for us tomorrow. I mean, Palace, like you said, is playing well. Max Glasner's doing really well at the minute since he's come in and he's making his team tough to beat. Then you look at the Palace team, you got players like Elisa and Essie in that team, and they're playing really well. Honestly, Essie is quality. Elisa plays on the right, has got a left foot, by the way, right? And you got Walton as well, came from Blackburn. He's playing well from Blackburn. He's playing really well indeed. Their back four looks quite solid to me. On the left back, you've got Mitchell on left back, and you also got Ewe and Joachim Anderson at the back. Those two know how to defend. Now, Joachim Anderson can move the ball forward, plays a bit like Fabian Schär does. That means Gooey will have dropped back in defence because he just loves to defend. Dean Henderson's in goal, right? And I think Munoz will probably play at right back, I think, yeah. But if you look at it, right, that's a solid Palace side. I mean, let's be real. I can't see Palace. I've never ever thought Palace would get relegated. They will not get relegated. They are an established Premier League team. Yeah, they're not going to get in the top six. They're not going to be in the fighting relegation. Yeah, people say they could be down this season. No, they won't. I mean, Glasner will make sure they not get relegated. Yeah, but he's kept on afloat. He's playing good football. Right, he plays a back three. Right, and they just make a half for teams. I mean, they give it a go against Man City, lost 4-2. They give it a go against Liverpool and actually won the game. They took West Ham to the cleaners. We have to be on our A game. If you think Palace going to be an easy game tomorrow, I'll tell you something, right? And there's some of our fan base are gassing up already saying we're going to win this game, we're going to win this game. Yeah. Put the respect on Palace's name. Yeah. Because they're there playing good football. It's going to be a difficult game. It's not going to be easy. We've got to work at it tomorrow, Tony. We have got to work at it. And 3 points are going to be a gimme. But just get some out of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a tough game, regardless. You know, Palace are playing well at the moment, so as I say, we've got to be on our A game tomorrow, and that is the key part of that. As I've just said, that you know they've beat a good Liverpool side. You know, Liverpool's played well this season. Yes, okay, we should have beat them at St James's Park. Absolutely, we should have. You know, but we've just got to make sure we go there and we do the job professionally, because remember, we're fighting for a European place. And as things are standing tonight, Arsenal are currently winning at the moment against Chelsea 1-0 through, obviously, Leandro Trossard. So we want Arsenal to beat Chelsea tonight, because if Arsenal beat Chelsea and we win tomorrow, we have a 6-point gap over Chelsea. And then if other teams below us can lose ground like West Ham have, where West Ham have lost ground, we need to take advantage of that tomorrow night by going out there and beating Palace. As I say, Selhurst Park hasn't been a great ground for us over the years. But let's go and put that right. There's only one way to put that right, and that's to go there tomorrow and win that game. Whether we win it 4-0, 2-0, or 1-0, you know, with the last minute off the goalkeeper's backside in the back of the net, it doesn't matter as long as we get the 3 points. That's what we want. Sometimes you've got to win ugly. It's not about the performance. It's about getting the 3 points sometimes. So it's not always about the performance, but if you can get them 3 points, that makes all the difference. And that's what we need tomorrow. We need to go out there and get them 3 points. That's the must tomorrow. I mean, the match officials we've got for tomorrow, Thomas Bramall is the referee. So we've seen him before, and he was a bit poor the last time we had Thomas Bramall as a ref. He's assisted by Tim Wood and Steve Meredith. The fourth official is Tim Robinson, who refereed our last game. VAR is Chris Kavanagh, and assistant VAR is Mark Scholes. So that's the lineup tomorrow. So Chris Kavanagh on VAR, John. Another referee. Another referee that we don't seem to get on with, do we, Chris Kavanagh?
Nah, I mean, this referees have got favoritism, aren't there? Do you know what I mean? Some referees don't like us at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? But I think the officials this season has been a complete and utter mess. The VAR is getting beyond the joke now. Do you know what I mean? But it's just getting worse. This PGMOL thing, I tell you now, it needs reforming in the summer. They got plenty of time, no excuses. Go out there, sort it out, right? Because there's a lot of decisions gone wrong for many a team of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, look, there's some decent referees abroad. I wish we could get some of them in. I mean, look, one referee I'll give you an example of who I think's quite a good referee, and he's a Dutch referee, Danny Macaulay. He refereed our game at home to PSG. I thought he was fantastic that night.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant referee.
He is.
Obviously, we wouldn't get him, but something's got to be done about it. I mean, look, we've seen Forest come out and condemn the officials over the 3 penalties that they didn't get. Saying Stuart Atwell is a Luton fan. Now, I've heard that he is a season ticket holder at Luton Town. Now, is that down as a conflict of interest because Nottingham Forest are just 1 point above the relegation zone from Luton Town? So you can sort of look at that and say, yes, there is a conflict of interest there. So should he really have been in charge of VAR? I don't think he should have been. No. Forest now want the audio publicised, but they want it for the public to hear as well. And I'd be quite interested to hear that audio because from the clips I've seen, and I didn't see the game, but the clips I saw, it definitely looks like Ashley Young's handled that ball. Definitely looks like a handball from Ashley Young because his arm's out in a natural position. And the tackle on Giovanni Reina, that's definitely a penalty for me.
100% penalty, no doubt. But it should have had 3. And the thing is, I've gone back about Stuart Atwell, right? According to Jim White on TalkSport, he said that Forest, Clattenburg, and the manager or whoever it is, right, didn't have any issues with Stuart Atwell being in charge of VAR. They had no issues whatsoever before, and that was before the match. Yeah, if that is true, then that don't look good. That did not look good. Because I can tell you now, if Forest won that game, we have not heard about this at all whatsoever. But why? It's correct. Took until now to come out and complain about it. If they weren't happy about it, you should have said that before the match. Now, to be honest with you, I spoke to Yeti. He's a big Forest fan, and he's sick of it as well. He was furious, but he's sick of it. I mean, what do you want to do? Replay the game? That's never going to happen. Drop the points? Never going to happen. There's just no way. It's gone now. But I guarantee you, if Forest gets relegated, their owner might take the Premier League to court because most people are not very happy with the Premier League. Richard Masters has got himself into a mess of this. He is owner professional. He has not got a clue. They need someone's going to come in and sort out this mess. If Richard Scudamore was there now, this is never allowed to happen. That would have got sorted out. Doctors are a takeover, of course, but it's because the game is in a mess. Harold Webb, you've not heard of him at all whatsoever. He's supposed to come in and sort himself out and say they're going to clean the game up. It's got worse, Tony. It's got worse.
And this is one thing I can't understand because in the States, he had the referees so absolutely spot on, and he had it run as one of the best, the best league in the world for referees. But he's come here and he's made it worse than what Mike Riley's made it. Let's be honest. I mean, if you look at around Europe, other leagues like La Liga, Bundesliga, Primera, Portugal, the thing is, if you look at all these different leagues, you look at VAR, they don't take as long to look at decisions like we do. And
exactly.
Like that decision on Sunday for Coventry. Okay, yes, it was minimal. It was offside and it was minimal, bare minimal. But if you had the semi-automatic offside system in, that would have been done and dusted and wrapped up. But no, Coventry had to wait and wait and wait. And, the longer it went on, you knew they were looking to try and get it so that it was, to try and stop them getting that goal. So look, I'm glad the semi-automatic offside system's coming in next year, because we saw it work in the Champions League and I thought it worked absolutely fantastic. It's a system I love. Again, it's the big six who didn't want it last season. Klopp was one of them, said, I don't want that system in here. Well, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, we need stuff that's because the likes of Klopp doesn't want to see most of his goals being offside. That's the problem. But then, on the other hand, I think, wasn't it against Spurs when Liverpool had a goal disallowed and it wasn't offside, but they ruled it offside? Now, had they had that system in place, they would have said that wasn't offside and he would have been fined. So that's come back to bite him in the backside. So, sometimes it's better to say yes to something new than say, no, I don't want it brought in, So we'll see what happens with that one. But look, something needs to be done in the summer. We need a radical shake-up of these referees. The referees are a disgrace. It's just getting absolutely worse.
I agree.
And some of the decisions you're seeing made, it's like, where are they getting these decisions from? And I mean, Tanji's saying it in the chat there, and he's absolutely spot on when he says, I don't like the offside rules. I mean, 1% of the player is offside means 99% of the players onside. That's what we're dealing with. I mean, look, exactly, Tanji. I mean, if you go back to the Nations League, I think, was it back in 2019, I think it was, when Spurs and Liverpool played in the Champions League final. So I think you're going back, I think it's about 2019, maybe. But anyway, we played Holland. Jesse Lingard scored what he thought was the winner for us. Yes, and that's a name, blast from the past, Jesse Lingard. So Jesse Lingard scored for England against Holland until VAR looked in. And they then disallowed it because Jesse Lingard's big toe was offside. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? It's a joke. It really is a joke. And, we went on and lost that game on penalties, but in extra time, sorry. But look, at the end of the day, basically a big toe was offside. It's stupid. It really is stupid. Why don't you go back to saying if the person's fully offside, then that's an offside, not by a toe or by an elbow or whatever. What do you make of it, John?
100%. I mean, it's just absolute joke. I mean, look, you're right in everything you say there. I mean, I think that some things coming in next season is good for the game. And I honestly think as well that we need to get it cleared up as well. But Tony, you're absolutely right. I think if it's minimal offside and it's that close, then I think you've got to give it a benefit of the doubt as well there. But I'll go with Tanji as well. I don't like offsides as well, to be fair, but it's there for a reason. But it's just confusing, man. It's confusing, but it is what it is. But it's going to be that's what they got for AR there, I suppose. The majority is going to be offside or not, but I agree with you, man. I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with you.
Ronald said, I'm well impressed with Anthony Gordon's interview with Gary Neville. I did back Anthony Gordon from the start, and I'll unlike so. Yeah, absolutely, Ronald. I mean, look, he's spoken very well. And I did say it, as I say, it's there in my videos. But look, I did say at the time, Anthony Gordon, I know there's people out there who are doubting him. Give him a chance and he'll come good. And look, we're right. We've seen it this season how good he is. And he's in the full England squad now. And let's hope he goes to the Euros, because he has to go to the Euros. As I keep saying, he's miles ahead of Marcus Rashford now. Rashford now is nowhere near where Anthony Gordon is. Marcus Rashford's gone backwards. It looks like he's not interested at Man United.
No.
But I don't think half the team at Man United are interested. They're certainly not playing for that manager, that's for sure.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing, right, Tony? I mean, look, I'm not being funny, right? But the players just throw managers under the bus. Like Jose, David Moyes, yeah? Louis van Gaal, yeah? Ollie. Mm-hmm. They've thrown every manager under the bus since Fergie's taken over. Left the club. But I tell you something, right? I spoke to a couple of Man U fans on social media, right? And they said that they should give ETH another season for me, but under these new ownership. But you know what? He's going to be sacked at the end of the season, thanks to the players. Rashford is disgraced. Bruno Fernandes is disgraced, yeah? And some of those players are just not doing it for the manager at all whatsoever. You know what? I bet you, when we go there next month, they're going to up their game against us because they know what's at stake. They want to finish above us to qualify for Europe, yeah? But let's be real, right? I hope we beat them. I really hope we beat Man U. I really do. Because, you know what? We've played the last 3 games. We beat them 3 times in a row. Let's keep it going. And I said to you ages ago, Tony, right? I said ages ago, we're not scared of this team. One of these days, we will beat them, and we're going to beat them well. Because the games we played against them, this is the worst Man United team I've seen in years. I'm telling you, the worst. This team were never, ever going to win the championship, win the title, until half of those players leave that club. I'm sorry, they're not going to win the title. Because I tell you now, Tony, we're going to win the title before them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mark my words. You mark my words. We win the league before United.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we're seeing reports going around now that maybe the Dan Ashworth saga may be over sooner rather than later. So, let's hope. £12 million is the mooted price now. Apparently, $6 million will be paid up front, and then the rest on installments. So that's looking like that is more likely going to be a done deal. I'll be glad just to get them off our books, John, to be fair.
Do you know what it is, Tony? I mean, this is just going on and on and on for a long time. This saga needs to end ASAP. We can't go through the summer with this going on our heads sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Get it sorted now, get the deal done, and then have it over and done with. Then concentrate on getting a new sports what do you call it? Come on. Sports director, or what call it. Do you know what I mean? Get them in, right? Get them in ASAP, and then let's prepare for the summer. What we don't want to do is have this over our heads and not getting a director of footballing coming in, right? And I tell you what, we don't want to be in this mess. We want to be prepared. Get the players in early before pre-season. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Ronald says, everyone who wasn't Man United cheered what we thought was Coventry's winner. Do you know what it is? Absolutely. I mean, Ronald, as soon as Coventry scored that goal, I was like, come on, get in there. I was disappointed. But I'll tell you what it is. I thought the behaviour of some of the Man United players and so-called big players from Man United, the way they behaved at the penalty shootout was an absolute disgrace, let's be honest. I mean, look, when obviously the keeper saved Casemiro's penalty, and then obviously Coventry scored, Hadji Wright scored, and then Bruno Fernandes went up, and he took the penalty, scored, and then he's shouting in the face of the goalkeeper, and I'm like, what is your problem? Why are you giving that keeper so much grief for, and like, as if he's lapping it up in front of the goalkeeper, and it's like, this guy really is a pain in the backside. And look, the attitude from him was disgusting. The attitude from them during the shootout was just terrible altogether. And then Højlund, the way he celebrated, and he realised his teammates weren't celebrating with him. Yeah, probably because his teammates probably thought, Jesus, we've just scraped this, we better get off the pitch, we can't celebrate this too hard. I mean, I don't know if you saw the penalty shootout, John, but did you see Fernandes and we went on with the goalkeeper? That was disgraceful, wasn't it? That's not sportsmanship.
Definitely not. Definitely not. It's just not just Bruno Fernandes. It's also Anthony as well, coughing towards the Coventry players as well. And I'll tell you
Yes,
something, right? That ref should have spotted that. Should have given him a red card. Should have sent him off. I mean, Hoyland, I rate this guy. Followed his career at Atlanta, right? 10 goals for La Dea outfit at Bergamo. And before he moved to United, he ran straight to United fans, celebrated. You're right. No one else didn't celebrate at all whatsoever. They were just thought it was embarrassing. But I could understand why Hoyland had celebrated. It's his first season and he's got his club in the final. He must be thinking, wow, win the final of the FA Cup. He also playing the FA Cup final, which is the best knockout competition in the world. I'm not going to lie, but that is Tony. I watched that game and they were so embarrassing. Absolutely so embarrassing. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. There's the best player on that pitch for me, right? In fact, the player of the season, right, is Manu, Kobe Manu. That guy, I rate this guy. That guy is destined for the very top, yeah. I don't think we're at United versus career. Maisie loves him, and I think he's a really good player. I think he's a really good player, him. I really do. But at the end of the day, right, I think whoever comes in the summer, we need to build a team around this kid. Garnacho, everyone's bigging this guy up, everyone gassing him up, sort of thing. For me, he's got potential. He's got potential. He is not world class yet. But I tell you something, right? I mean, he's got a long, long way to go. A long, long way to go. And let's be real. Like I said, I mean, his attitude as well is wrong. Raise the earrings, going in, cut off the coach earrings, yeah? And Ten Hag allows it. That would never happen under Ferguson. Never, ever, ever.
yeah, absolutely, John. Absolutely.
I'm not gassing Garnacho. Yeah, I'm not going to gas him up at all.
Mama Frosty says, hit the likes, people, cost you nothing. Thank you, Mama Frosty. Absolutely. Please smash those likes. It does help the channel. And if you're new, hit that subscribe as well. Jam Stasher says, I put my fist in the air for nothing when they overturned Coventry's goal. Exactly.
You just don't.
I thought Coventry did well considering they were 3-0 down and everybody thought, that's it, it's game over. Man United's won this. And all of a sudden, Coventry got it back, to 3-3, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Coventry should be proud of themselves for what they've done. Mark Robin's done a fantastic job. A fantastic job. Oh, frozen.
You're frozen, John.
I am. Let me come back, mate. Let me come back.
And, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I'll just nip through some of these comments. I'll come clean when I did. Gordon Skill, when he signed, was very concerned about his attitude. Yeah, absolutely. But look at the way he is now. I wouldn't touch Rashford, says Brian. Absolutely not. We'll just let John out of there a minute because he's just got to get himself sorted out. Ronald says Whitley Bay isn't what it used to be. No, it's not now. Whitley Bay is totally different now. I will do, Lee. Sorry, mate. Yes, I will do. Glad to have Ashworth gone. Didn't actually do much when you're a director of football. You have to be there long term, seeing the fruits of your labour. That's what I'm saying. There's no loyalty, is there? No loyalty whatsoever. And I've just seen that, Lee. That's brilliant, that one. Yeah, absolutely. Jim Ratcliffe is Wurzel Gummidge. Yeah, it's probably right, isn't it? Brilliant, mate. I'm worried he's going to another team in the league. I see will now be able to know ins and outs of our club. Do you know what it is, though? Yes, they might know the ins and outs of our club, but do you know what it is? We might have it sorted where we just change tact. We might have a plan B that Ashworth knows nothing about. Anthony Boston was embarrassing. They only got lucky against Coventry. Must have thought they were Argentinians. Well, if you remember when he scored against Newport County, a League Two side, the way he celebrated that goal, that was embarrassing as well. That guy is not Premier League quality. And again, it goes down the route. Man United spending money on players like 85 million on a player like Anthony who is absolutely woeful. Let's be honest, he is woeful. Jam Stasher says, any technology is useless when the rules are too vague and subject to interpretation. When all the refs are on the same page, it may get better. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, mate. Agree with that one. Highland is great. No service for him at all this season. He has 8 Prem goals with Rashford and Anthony playing him in the ball. Highland will come good and be a top striker. Yeah, if he was in a better team. I wish we had signed him. Miley, absolutely. Miley's going to be a cracking player, isn't he? Commentary keeper was trying to put Bruno Fernandes off, screaming the C word. Fernandes scored and told him to humble himself. I hate Bruno, but why is he getting criticised for that? That's fair enough. Manu's not a good side. Some dodgy officiating and lucky moments gives them a false league position. Does, but we're above them. Archer says, good evening, lads. Think we need to beat Palace, Sheffield United and Burnley and maybe a draw against Brighton, which should take us Europe. Do you know what it is, Archer? I think we'll beat Brighton. Brighton are not playing that well. And I'll tell you why I don't think Brighton are playing that well. Because I think De Zerbi's off in the summer. I think De Zerbi's going to Bayern Munich, isn't he? That's what they're saying, aren't they? You know, that's the rumours. So I don't think De Zerbi will be there. Good evening, says Gary D. Good evening to you, Gary. Hope you're well. Mick says our new director of football will have his own plans that Ashworth knows nothing about. Absolutely, Mick. And you know, we're whittling down a short list now, so we'll find out who's coming in. In my personal opinion, I would like to see Maldini come in. I think that would be a cracking signing for a director of football if we got Paolo Maldini, because he did well at in AC Milan. He just fell out with the owners there, that's all. But you know, the end of the day, I would like to see Maldini. You know, the guy was a tremendous left back in his time. He's a big name. He'll have the pulling power, and I think he could be a cracking director of football. As too could Thiago Pinto as well. Man U were once a good team years ago, but now average team. Hopefully soon relegation material, says Alan. Hey, Alan, I would love to see them go down, mate. Absolutely. We're still waiting for John come back. I think he's just having some technical issues at the moment, so hopefully he'll be back on very soon as well. Gateshead Council with Gateshead FC is appalling. Believe me, the maintenance from the team there has been appalling for years. I know, I worked on it. Yeah, it's not great, is it? I know Gateshead's launched an appeal and I hope they win it. I feel Ralph Raniak's getting the FCB job. Is he? Is he really? Oh. We're getting Paul Mitchell, I reckon. Don't want Maldini. But I do want Maldini for commercial reasons, but his general ability is good. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Again, Paul Mitchell. I don't really want to get Paul Mitchell either, because he's another one that only hangs around for a couple of seasons. We need somebody who wants to be there for the long term, to see the project through and to be part of the project. You know, so as good as Paul Mitchell is as a DOF, I'm just a bit worried about the fact that he only hangs around a couple of years. I'm thinking he's another Ashworth. But Maldini, I've got John back now, so I'll bring John back in. I'll ask John his thoughts as well. Welcome back, John.
Thank you, man.
I mean, look, we're whittling down a shortlist for the director of football now, the company involved, the recruitment firm. I mean, look, there's talk about Paul Mitchell. I wouldn't, in a way, because he only hangs around. If you look at his history, he's only stuck at teams 2 years and then he moves on. That's like Dan Ashworth, so I'd rather not go down that route. I want to see somebody come in, build the team, be there for the long term, be there for the project, you know, and be there for the, you know, to see it through. For me, Paolo Maldini would be my first choice. And the reason why, John, is because, one, not only because he was one of the best left backs in world football, let's be honest, he was one of the best left backs going. But the fact is, with Maldini, is he's got the name, the pulling power. He's brought players like Rafael Leao to AC Milan and Tomori, to name but a few. The guy would be class for us. He would be a breath of fresh air at Newcastle United. And either him or Thiago Pinto, but I would rather have Maldini. What's your thoughts, John, on Maldini?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of agree. I think Maldini would be perfect for Newcastle. I mean, he just said it there. He's well known. He's won everything in the book. And you know what, mate? I think he'd be perfect for the role. I mean, you can, like I say, you've got players like Tomori and Rafael Leao, and he's got other fantastic players as well. Nearly got bottom, by the way, but he came to us. The bottom line is, I think if your name's been linked and you got Maldini there, cool. The problem is as well, can he work with Eddie Howe? That is the thing. Can Eddie work with him? Because he's a sporting director. And the thing is, if it's going to be Maldini, he's the one he can attract the players coming to Newcastle. Yeah. He is a bigger name than Eddie Howe. Yeah. Let's get that right. Yeah. Let's get this right. Yeah. I think Maldini would be perfect. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, you know what I mean? As long as he doesn't get Max Allegri up here. Okay, Max Allegri is quality manager, but does play exciting football. But for me, I think I would just you're right with Paul Mitchell. He hangs around for about a season or two. Do you know what I mean? And Thiago Pinto, he'd love to come to Newcastle as well. But I think for me, it's got to be Paolo Maldini. But I wish they hurry up now. Get someone in now. The end of the season's near, right? We need someone who's going to come in straight away and then get used to the players. And then a month or two, he'll know who to keep, who to get rid. Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I think whoever comes in, I mean, look, the good thing is, right, okay, it's taken a while to get down to probably a shortlist.
Yeah.
But I haven't got a problem with this. And the reason I haven't got a problem with this is because I don't want the club to rush into an appointment and then we bring somebody in, like it looks like a panic appointment, and then we end up then regretting it. So you've got to take your time. You've got to do your due diligence, and maybe this recruitment firm is doing the due diligence on each and everybody that they're looking at. They've interviewed them, and they've whittled all of them down to like a 3-4 man shortlist, and then we'll find out eventually who's, they might have to have a second interview, who knows? But I like the way they're taking that time because they're showing a professionalism towards it. Not like the former owner who would just hire somebody like Dennis Wise, or God rest his soul, JFK, or just bring people in like that, or Derek Lambias, who ran a casino in London and gets the job as chairman, These owners are proper football people, and they're doing everything right because instead of our owners doing it directly, they're hiring a company outside. Right, okay, this is your job in recruitment. Right, okay, now go out there and find us a director of football, and we've got the money to pay top dollar for a company to go out there and find us a director of football. And that is exactly what we are doing. And that is what I like about this ownership. Everything is being done to a professional level. We brought Peter Silverstone in from Arsenal on the commercial side. Look what Peter Silverstone's done for us. He's done a hell of a lot. He's got us back in with Adidas as well. Darren Neals has come in from America. Yes, he used to be at West Brom, and then he's at Atlanta United in America. He's come in. Yes, some people have given him a little bit of criticism, but look, give the guy a chance. But again, they're all football people, and it's all these appointments have been absolutely spot on so far. Obviously, Dan Ashworth is a different egg, but other than that, I think they've been spot on. What about you, John?
I can't really add anything to that, Todd. To be fair, you're absolutely right. I mean, the owners and the board are so professionally run. They know what they're doing. They're taking their time. They're not going to rush into a decision, and that's the bottom line. So we got to be patient, and whoever they bring in, right, it has to be the right decision this time. We do not want another Dan Ashworth. We don't want Paul Mitchell because he's only there for a short term. Yes, he's done fantastic in Monaco. I get that, but whoever comes in, it has to be for the long, long term, and they need to be given time. And I'm sure our new director of football or sporting director is going to be absolutely brilliant, and they're going to try and get the players coming through.
Yeah, I mean, Macassé, this is a one you can answer, John, because you like your Italian football, but Macassé, has Maldini ever done the director of football role without someone else holding his hand doing all the work?
He's only been at AC Milan, and when he left, he felt that something wasn't right. You know what I mean? He wanted to sign Sven Botman, right? And he went to Newcastle instead, and he thought, you know what? I'm going to go away because the Americans didn't want to pay the money. The owners didn't want to pay the money for Botman. And that's why he left for that very reason. That's what I've been told. So the bottom line is he's very, very good. He's very, very good. And you know what? I think could be a land's loss in Newcastle game when he comes.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see.
That's if he comes.
Yeah. Tanji says it's amazing that they can pay Rashford £375,000 a week, but scrape the barrel for Dan Ashworth and talk about instalments. Well, yeah, exactly, Tanji.
They try to go something cheap. Just the thing is, right? I mean, they're one of the best. They're the biggest club in world football, right? And they cannot afford to pay 15 to 20 million for a sporting director. However, I mean, they're trying to pull a fast one on us, thinking that we're a cheap club. You know what I mean? But they got their fingers burnt. Look how he strung them along. They strung us along with what's his name, Jesse Lingard, and now he's strung them with them as well. Let's be real. And I tell you now, we're not a club we messed about with, not with our owners. They know about us now, and they won't do it again.
Ricardo Voss, good evening to you. He says, well, last year she wants Maldini. She was even saying Paolo in her sleep the other night. He says, keen as mustard, she is mind. Well, you never know. Dreams can come true. Would you take Kubo or Nico Williams in the summer if we had an unlimited budget, which we don't? I would take either one, yeah.
I don't. Nico Williams. The thing is, everyone's bigging this guy up. I mean, I bet you know don't watch Spanish football, right? Saying, "Oh, get this player. He's fast. He's good. He's quick." Yeah. Did he watch the Spanish league? Because I don't watch the Spanish league as much. Yeah. But Nico Williams, right? It's just another docu. It's just another docu.
Yeah. You're not rate him, John.
Look, he's all right, but at the end of the day, he's inconsistent, and it's just not a docu. Similar to docu, by the way. I'm not going to lie. And I don't think Bilbao's going to let him go. I really don't think he's going to let him go because Bilbao's in Europe next season. They won the Spanish Cup this season. Big up to Athletic Bilbao. They're a fantastic team, Basque team. Fantastic. I like them.
I mean, I'm just looking at his stats there, John. I mean, look, he can play left wing or right wing. He started 24 out of 26 games. He's been in Team of the Week 4 times. He's only got 3 goals and 8 assists. I mean, he's assists, you know. But where Anthony Gordon's got like 9 assists, isn't it, and 10 goals, you know. So,
it's just for me. It's just I mean, it's all right, but everyone's gassing him up. Everyone's bigging this guy up, saying how wonderful he is. Yeah, I'll be real, right? If anything, he's just a 7 out of 10 for me. For me, I'd rather keep Gordon Barnes. To be fair, we don't need Nico Williams. We don't need him.
Yeah,
don't need him at all. He's just another jocker.
I mean, look, if we're going to get... I mean, look, we're supposed to be favourites for Chiesa, you know, who he can play across the front three. You know, and he started 22 or 28 games this season, Federico Chiesa, and got 7 goals, and he's only got 1 assist, but because he's been playing as predominantly as a striker at the moment. But look, again, you know, Federico Chiesa is not a bad player, and maybe a fresh challenge for him, you know. And again, people might say, oh, well, you know, Chiesa, would he do it in the Premier League? He could do if he's played alongside Tonali as well. You know, so who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, Chiesa, I'd take Chiesa all day long. This guy is so exciting. He's quick, direct, skillful. He can take shots as well for either foot. And he fires over the bar sometimes. But I tell you what, this guy, he's absolutely brilliant. He really is. And it's just exciting. He's the one that likes to make things happen. Do you know what I mean? And I'd take him over Williams all day long.
Yeah. BS says, was Maldini only good because he worked at his hometown club?
Listen, you got to give him a chance. If he comes, give him a chance, yeah? Because he's won everything in the book. He's a winner. You have to understand that he is a winner and he knows exactly who he wants.
Yeah. Lorraine says, hi, everyone. Hi to you, Lorraine. Hope you're well.
Big up, Lorraine, by the way.
Tanji says, we have 2 games before Spurs play Arsenal. If Spurs get beat, we will be 4 points behind them. Absolutely, Tanji. And the thing is, Spurs running isn't really a promising running, is it, as such? Because, I mean, they've got some tough games amongst them. You know, if we look at their fixtures, they've got Arsenal on Sunday, North London derby.
Yeah.
Then they're away to Chelsea. Then they're at home. Then they're away to Liverpool. Then they're home to Burnley, which you would think, right, okay, they'll beat Burnley. Then they're at home to Man City, which Man City want the title. That'll be a tough game. I think Man City win that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got Sheffield United last game of the season away from home now. If Sheffield United will be down by then, they've got nothing to play for. Remember, when we got relegated, we had nothing to play for, and we went out and slammed them 5-1. So, and I'm not saying Sheffield United's going to go and slam them 5-1, but it wouldn't surprise me for Tottenham to do the Spursy and Sheffield United to turn them over at Bramall Lane on the last day of the season.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
Out of them, John, out of them fixtures, I would say there's a possible 6 points there. I think the rest of them, well, maybe they'll get something against Chelsea. Who knows? Depends what Chelsea turn up. But against Arsenal, Liverpool and Man City, I can't see them getting any points whatsoever.
If they play like they did against us, they get slaughtered. I think Arsenal beat them. Arsenal win the game, no doubt about it, because they want that title as well. If they don't win that game, then my guy Lee, Jez, Kenny will be absolutely furious as well in that one. But the bottom line is, all I can say is we got to do our own, look after our own affairs and not worry about Spurs as much. We got to concentrate on our games as well. Because if we lose games for the likes of Palace and we lose to, say, Man U, then it doesn't matter what Spurs does because they're going to finish above us anyway. They're 10 points ahead of us. But you can never say never. We just got to do our thing. And then we'll be all here. Arsenal's winning 3-0, by the way. So that's brilliant.
Wow, it's gone up quick then. They must have scored 2 quick goals, John, to go 3-0. Because when I last looked, they were only just 1-0, and that was just a few minutes ago. So, no, it's only 2-0, John. Ben White's got the second.
Wow.
Oh, yes, Havertz has just scored now as well. Yeah, there you go, 3-0.
29.
Yeah. Ian Fleming, hi Tony and John. Sorry I'm late. Hi Ian, hope you're well, mate. No, that's fine, mate. No worries at all.
Big up Ian, mate. Big up Ian.
Harvey Barnes says, have you heard rumours about us getting Edu from Arsenal this summer? I don't want Edu anywhere near.
That is absolutely rubbish. I've never heard so much rubbish in my life. Yeah, Edu ain't coming to Newcastle anytime soon. I could tell you that right away. Yeah. Whoever made that up, I saw that on Twitter the other day. I'm not going to mention who it is, right? Post it out on social media. Newcastle fan, what an absolute pork chop for posting that message out in the first place. Don't do it. It ain't going to happen, yeah? Just do it for clicks.
Absolutely, John. Absolutely. I mean, Lorraine says there the owners are pretty low key. However, they are quietly getting on with business in the background. We are so lucky to have them. Do you know what, Lorraine? Absolutely. It's exactly what I've just said. They are doing everything the proper way, and the way they're taking that time over the director of football. This is how I want to see it done. I don't want we're rushing into appointments, because when you rush into things, that's when it goes wrong. We've seen that with other clubs. Yeah. Evening says Pete.
Big
evening
up, Pete.
to you,
Big
Pete.
up,
Hope
Pete.
you're well. Everybody's saying hi to Pete there. I mean, looking back at what Eddie Howe's saying, Eddie Howe on Crystal Palace, he says, look, they've had two very good performances. That's been coming from them. Credit to the new manager who's come in and played a new system that has got the best out of the players they have. He says, for us, we can't underestimate this. It's going to be a difficult game against a team in form. We know we will have to be at our best levels to win. And he's absolutely right there, what he's saying. Eddie Howe's saying we have to be at our best, and that's exactly what I was saying earlier on. We've got to bring our A game to them, because if we don't, we could end up on the end of a wrong result, and we don't want to end up on that side of the result. So we want to make sure that we win that game. And he also said on Lewis Miley, says decision was made on Lewis to protect him long term. We won't see Lewis again this season. Even if there was a chance, we took that away quite early with his age. We are just thinking about his long-term prospect. Now, I did say this when they said Lewis Miley might be out for about 4 to 6 weeks, and I did at the time mention, I said, look, in all honesty, I would like to see him I would like the club to say to him, look, Lewis, we'll see you next season. Have the rest of the season off. And I'm glad that's what Eddie's come out and said now, because I said this a few weeks ago when he first picked that injury up with England. I said, look, let him have the season off now. Don't bring him back till pre-season. Let him get himself fit. And I'm glad the club's done that. What about you, John?
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, the guy, I don't want to talk about players' age yet. I'll go by the name and their ability and if they can play football or not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, 17 years of age. Yeah. He's going to be fantastic for us. And he needs the season out. Yeah. Don't want to burn the kid out. You really don't. Because at the end of the day, he's going to ruin the guy's career before he even started. Yeah. So good decision. Make him come back in the summer. Hopefully pre-season. The question is, Tony, where are we going to play in pre-season? I don't think it'd be America.
No, I'm not sure, John. I don't know, but I suppose we'll find out at some point. But I'm not sure where we'll be playing. But obviously, nothing will probably be decided till after the Euros either, will it? So, because the Euros is on in June, so which I'm glad we've got, which is lovely, because when the season ends, at least we've got the Euros, so we've got football to watch for a month as well, which is great, because it then makes it a little bit, let's still get till pre-season. So
I agree.
I mean, on Callum Wilson, he says Callum's trained really well this week. It's been good to have him back. The energy and quality that he brings, he has come back looking really good. We anticipate we'll be able to hit the ground running and make an impact for us. So in other words, he wants him in the squad tomorrow night, hopefully against Palace. I would say a bench role, but he does not get past Isak at the stage. Not a chance.
Definitely not. I mean, no one could be rested for the new season as well, but it could be on his way. You just never know. I think he might be leaving in summer, and if he does go, just send him to who he wants to go to, and let's hope he gets Sesko for Leipzig.
Yeah, absolutely. And on Joe Willock, Eddie Howe said, we've decided that a period where he strengthens the area around his Achilles will benefit him more. The long-term view was taken. We will get him right for next season. Surgery wouldn't be beneficial for him in this situation. It's frustrating for Joe, but hopefully we can get him to the situation where he's playing freely next season. I mean, let's be honest, Joe Willock on his day is a class act. We know he is a class act. And, can't wait to see Joe Willock back and playing well. And if it means he has to have a rest, then that's absolutely brilliant. What about you, John, on that one?
100%. I mean, Joe Willock did not look right when he came back. He didn't look fit. He did try, but for me, he didn't look right. I mean, personally, he needs the rest in the summer as well. Let's see the new Joe Willock back in the summer. Him, Marley, get them both right for pre-season, and then when we come back in the new season, let's be real. Let's hope that they come back fitter and better, because we want to get top 4 this season. Or let's have a go at a title.
Yeah. Bias says breaking news has come in. 2 Premier League stars arrested on suspicion of assault. Not sure who that is, but whoever it is, I hope, it's not good. Not good.
Deary me. We don't want to mention it. Even if you know, I'm not going to mention it on here. No chance. One thing I've got to say, let it play its course.
Ryan Simpson says, wish you alive more, Tony. My favourite channel along with the American Mag. Just rarely see on YouTube. Would love to see more. No, Ryan, I was off last week, mate. Leicester's just gone 2-0 up, by the way. So it looks like Leicester could be in the Premier League very, very soon. I wasn't on last week because I was busy last week, Ryan, doing all sorts last week. So no, everything's back now. So everything's back normal now. So all the shows are back in regular, and I will be regular through the Euros as well. So we'll do like I did with the World Cup. We'll have we had World Cup roundups, things like that. I'll do a Euros roundup. So yeah. Everything's definitely back on course now, so don't worry about that, mate. Great to show your support as well. Archer says, would you say Skamaka and Edison from Atlanta? Skamaka, no, because he didn't do it at West Ham for me, but Edison, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, Archer. I would have Edison, definitely.
100%. What a player, great player. He can play in the midfield, he can pass, he can dribble, he score goals. And I tell you what, he likes to dictate the game as well. For his career, when he played for Salernitana, and Atalanta loves like when they see this guy, buys him on a 4-year deal and 4.5-year deal, and it's been good. It's been really good. And I tell you what, if Coop Magnus is available as well, I'd take him too.
Lorraine says, what's spanners next to the guys' names? They're my mods, Lorraine, that's why they've got a spanner there. So just to let you know, it's because they're a mod.
Yeah.
We don't know who the 2 players are. What about the player with the green hair? Tony forgot his name. I know who you mean. You know who I mean as well. Yes. Manu Corney. That's the player.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yes, I would love to see him. I would love to see him at Newcastle United. He is a class player.
He is.
He is. As I've said many a time before, I had the pleasure of seeing him live, and I'll tell you what a player he is. What a player.
He's another one who likes to dissect the game as well. Legs, he's got legs. He's a big lad. Drives forward in the midfield, tackles a lot.
There he is there. There you go. There he is. Not with his green hair, but there he is, Manu Corney.
He's a French international as well now. He's French international too.
Yeah, I would take him. If we could get him from Borussia Mönchengladbach, I would happily take him. Definitely. He's a class act. He really is a class act.
He is. What a player.
Absolutely, John. I would love us to buy him.
Nicholas.
We ain't getting Maldini's not in the final 3 being interviewed. We don't know who's in the final 3. That's a thing. Everybody's just speculating, aren't they?
We have to find. We have to wait and see.
Lorraine says, thanks, Tony and John Sinclair. Good, thank you for asking. Hope you're both well. Yeah, absolutely.
I tell you what, Lorraine's so adorable. She's adorable, and so is Amy as well. So, yeah, those 2, great support. Alongside Mama.
Jam Stash has got a question. It's a good question, this, by the way. He says, if we get Sesko, how would that work? Isak on the left, Sesko and Gordon on the right? If not, I don't see him coming yet to be a sub behind Isak. Good question. Good question. But do you know what it is? I know what you're saying, you wouldn't want to come as a sub. But there again, he's got to get used to the Premier League. So it may be one of them. Does he come in? does he come in and be a sub for a bit? But when he gets his chance, he takes his chance. Who knows? But it's a very good question. That. What about you, John? What do you think? I mean, you can't be guaranteed to play every game, but then you've got a good striker for rotation.
100%. I mean, we do need 3 strikers in our team. We've only got 2 recognised striker. Simple as that. But I think we're going to need a squad depth in the summer. I truly agree with that. That's number one. Secondly, we need 3 strikers at any one time. So if you do get Sesko, and he's going to have competition with Isak. Isak's going to be the main man, and Isak can play wide. But for me, you have to play players in the right positions. Yeah, Barnes and Gordon play on the wings. They have to be one or other. You look at top clubs, top teams. You got Man City. They've got it. Man U. Well, okay, they got Ireland. They only got 1 striker. Arsenal haven't really got strikers, haven't they? Let's play 29 up front, yeah. And also as well, you got Liverpool as well. Look at Liverpool. Mo Salah play up front, yeah. You got Jota play up front as well. You got Darwin Núñez as well. So we do need 3 strikers in the side. We can't afford next season to be striker short. Otherwise, we're going to struggle again. But for me,
he scored again, John. It's 4-0 Arsenal now. Havertz again. He's on a hat-trick against his former club.
Wow. Chelsea fans are hating it. They're hating it. They don't want to win them out.
They're right howking, aren't they?
Facts. And you know what? It's brilliant for us. That's their game in hand. That is their game in hand. And you know what? I can't see Chelsea getting in Europe this season. Not at all, Tony. Looking good?
Pete says, if anyone hasn't seen my show, Mason said Jordan Ayew will get a goal for Palace. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. I'm surprised you did say Christian Benteke. But
yeah.
It's 5-0. 5-5.
It's 5 now, is it? Jesus. Oh, God, this is going to be... Well, look, I mean, I wasn't going to say that. Look, I saw a rumour the other week and I just thought, oh, yeah, this has got to be paper talk, surely. But they're on about Chelsea getting rid of Pochettino in the summer.
Big mistake.
Todd Bowley wants him gone in the summer because he hasn't improved the team. I mean, look, I look at that and I think, yeah, but you've got all these players just thrown in together. How are they supposed to gel, you know? Although, fair enough, you can look at it and say, yes, he should have a team with like Enzo Fernandez and all that. They should be better than what they are now. But anyway, this report then goes on to say that Todd Bowley has his number 1 manager in mind. And it's a Premier League manager.
Wow.
And do you know who it is, John? Now, if it's true, I don't know how true it is, but it's just what this reporter put out there. Eddie Howe. Because he said Eddie Howe is the man who could come in, transform Chelsea. What he done at Newcastle, he says, he could have them players playing well, he says, and we could be Chelsea could be like at the top end of the Premier League or whatever. And I thought, there's no way you're getting Eddie Howe unless you're going to pay a massive compensation fee for him.
I tell you what, it's going to be a world record, if anything. It has to be a world record to get this guy out of the way. It's set to someone like 30 mil by Chelsea. I tell you what, something needs to happen. Something needs to happen, but it will not be Eddie Howe. It would not. Why would Eddie Howe leave a project which is going so damn well to go to that club? If Alex is listening from Chelsea Fans TV, I respect you, I love you, but how can you have Eddie Howe? Why does he want to leave our club to go to a club that's already in a mess? And that club is in a mess. They got no striker whatsoever, apart from Nicholas Jackson. I'll feel sorry for him. Come on.
He's terrible, John. He can't hit a barn door, can he?
I picked this guy up in the summer. I said, this guy's going to make noises. When he played against us in a friendly, right? I thought this guy's going to do bits. He was really going to do bits because he had us apart in America. But this guy couldn't even finish his dinner. He can't even finish his dinner. Do you know what I mean?
He's
1-on-1.
hopeless.
Isak would have scored that. He would have scored that.
Absolutely, John. Foxy's in the chat. He says, Sinclair and Tony, the dream team. Let's make Rolly happy and play the pre-season in Belgium. What a place. Absolutely, Foxy.
Yeah. Get him in. Get it. Exactly. You got to get Rolly back some stage.
Yeah, he's on holiday and he's so... Lorraine says, do you think Callum Wilson will be on the bench tomorrow? If Callum is back, then you can count on an injury for Isak, 1 in, 1 out. Let's not say that, Lorraine. Let's not say that. And do you know what? While we're on that subject, or while you're on that subject anyway, talking about this man, there he is, Alexander Isak on screen now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rumours going around today that we are looking to extend his contract and different things in his contract. Obviously, wanted to get more money. 2, we want to put a higher clause in his contract as well, a release clause, higher release clause. But what the report also says is Isak has already told the owners he's very, very happy at Newcastle United. He loves the city. He loves the place. He loves the fans. And he's here for the project, and he's happy here. So, look, maybe we just want to give him an extended contract just to keep away the likes of people sniffing around him. But if he's happy here, as long as he's happy here and he doesn't want to move, then, can't force him to move. So, let's hope. So let's hope that's the case. And, what's your thoughts on that, John, with Isak?
I think it's great that he's staying. I hope he is, so he signs a new deal. But we've got to be careful about these release clauses as well. I don't like release clauses into the contracts. I really don't, because that is telling me that if you put a release clause in, right, saying that I'm happy, I want to sign, but I will release clause in there. So if it matches the fee, he wants to go.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't like Alan Brazil. You mentioned a release clause to Alan Brazil on TalkSport. He'll be absolutely getting mad. And I'm that close to getting mad as well. Yeah, we signed the contract. Don't worry about the release clause, son, right? You want to play for Newcastle, you sign a new deal. There you go, yeah? And if you want us to be sold, let's be real. I'm not being funny, but I just think it's it'd be great if he signs a new deal. But why the release clause? Why the release clause? I just don't get it. Do you know what I mean? Because that tells me we're a selling club. We want to sell, but we want to be ambitious. We want to win titles. We want to winning cups and that. You don't ask for a release clause, Tony. You really don't. And then people's gonna say, yeah, but it just throws this clubs away. Well, no, I don't believe in a release clause at all whatsoever. Just sign the thing. Don't worry about release clause this year. If you want to leave the club, we decide. Do you see Declan Rice ask for a release clause at West Ham? When he was at West Ham? Not really. No, you don't. Do you see Mo Salah ask for a release clause? No, you don't. Do you see Harry Kane ask for a release clause when he was at Tottenham? No, you don't. We should not be putting release clauses to their contracts. We don't have to.
Leicester City now 3-0 up at home to Southampton. Even though Southampton's had the better of the game, but it's it's another goal for number 18 for Tau.
They got some good players, Leicester, and you know what? I hope they didn't get punished next season when they get to the Premier League. I really don't.
They're going to, though, John, aren't they? That's the problem.
Exactly, that is the thing. Sad, but they need to scrap the PSR, because I tell you what, clubs can have enough, Tony. They're going to have enough of this PSR thing. They're going to get, you know what? Let's take the Premier League to court over this.
Yeah. Harvey Barnes says, have you seen that Arne Slot is the front runner for the Liverpool job? Yes, I saw that. Do you know what it is? I rate Arne Slot. I'm just watching the reaction here now. Obviously the Leicester manager who was at Man City under Pep. And he's just celebrated that goal like Pep Guardiola does. The way he's run down the touchline and with his arms in the air. I think Leicester are now only a point away from. Well, Ipswich have got a game in hand over them still.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Leicester win their next game, they're promoted anyway. So
Yeah.
or I think if Ipswich don't win tomorrow night, then they're promoted. But or on Saturday, sorry, then they get promoted, Leicester. So
What a
that
finish, by the way, as
virtually back into the Premier League. But yeah,
there. What a finish,
Arnie Slot, yeah.
Oh,
But Arnie Slot is a good manager, very, very good manager. He turned down Spurs last year. If he goes to Liverpool, then that means Minty won't be going to Feyenoord next year because, look, Arnie Slot's been brilliant for Minty. And I said this when he went there, when he went to Feyenoord Minty, when we signed him, I said, look, he's probably under one of the best managers we could ask for, Arnie Slot. I rate this guy really, really highly. He's a fantastic manager. He really is. He's better than Ten Hag. Let's put that right.
Oh, miles better than him, man. I tell you what, it could be. I tell you what, if they sack him, they should go on the slot. If they don't get this guy, but what they'll probably do, they'll probably speak to Eric Ten Hag, fellow Dutchman, say, what's it like managing the club? And he'll probably talk him out of it.
Bia says Lazio's beating Juve 2-0. Skamaka wasn't any good for West Ham, says Julie. No, he wasn't. He was woeful.
Woeful. I like that. I like the player. I like him.
He was, yeah, he's good in Italy though, but that's the thing, John. He's just totally different in England, isn't it? It's different.
Yeah, exactly. Scored 20 goals with Sassuolo.
Foxy says, I'd prefer to get a backup forward for Isak at a reasonable price. Someone like Kevin Denke from Cercle Bruges from Belgium, lol. But there again, he might be a decent player. We don't know, you know.
We don't watch the Belgium league.
I suggested Gift Orban last year, but he's been terrible at in France, hasn't he? So he's at Lyon, I think, isn't he? Yeah, Ben White's on a hat-trick now as well, isn't he?
He is. Can you imagine?
He's a right back.
Can you imagine 29 scored a hat-trick to Neat like against his former club?
Yeah. Leicester's just scored a fourth now. They're running riot. There's still 12 minutes to go.
If Southampton get promoted through the playoffs in the Premier League, I'll tell you something, right? Ross and Martin needs to fix up the defence. And, defence tight. Otherwise, they'll be straight back down again, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I don't know who scored this one, but didn't see the goal, to be fair. I'm just having a look now at the replay. It's Vardy.
Who else?
Jamie Vardy, there you go.
He's still got it.
Still banging them in.
He'll do well in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, he will do. And it was an assist from the guy who's got 2 goals, Fatawu or Fatawu, however you pronounce his name.
What a player he is. They're playing champagne football as well, and why not?
Julie says, they're right about Eddie Howe, but no, they can't have him, even if hell froze over. Absolutely. Mama Flossie says, had an Arsenal fan tell me we need to get rid of Eddie as he is Arteta Mark II, he will never do anything at the club. Do you know what it is? They're just jealous, Mama Flossie. That's what it is, jealousy.
Arteta number 2. Who's that Arsenal fan said that he's Arteta number 2?
Yeah. Harvey Bond says, what do you two think of Conor Gallagher? Personally, I think he's very underrated. Would love him at the 2, and I think he'd really be excellent on that. Yeah, thoughts. Conor Gallagher, look, he's done well for Chelsea in the circumstances. But for me, I don't know. I don't know if he has attitude problems, and that's the thing. He doesn't look as if he's... At times, he looks like he's just got an attitude. Now, I'm not really sure about Conor Gallagher. What about you, John?
Thing is, though, how many midfielders do we need at the club? We've got too many at the minute.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But for me...
it's 5 now for Leicester.
Wow. This is incredible.
Oh, who scored it? I'm trying to. I think it's Fatau who's got his hat trick.
Wow.
Russell Martin doesn't look very happy.
He doesn't, does he? I tell you what, though.
Yes, it is Fatau. Yes. Even Hamza Chowdhury's been celebrating it. Do you remember Hamza Chowdhury? The one we couldn't get over the line for the.
Yeah. Fuzzy Bear. I call him Fuzzy Bear because his head looked fuzzy. Call him Fuzzy Bear. Remember the name, guys?
Yeah.
Fuzzy Bear. Fuzzy Bear.
Julie says Eddie's amazing at building teams. He could do that for Chelsea, but no, not leaving. And she says Conor Gallagher loves himself too much.
He thinks it's a star boy. Yep, number 5. This is Running Riot. Wow.
They are. Ronald says Leicester will never happen again and the Big Six demand us pushing like they cried last season. Yeah, I mean, look, when Leicester won the league, they didn't like that, did they?
Not at all. Not at all. But you know what? I said to you before, I said to Lorraine, and I said to Pete as well, I'd love us to win the Premier League one year. And let's see how the Premier League's going to like that. I hope we do it. I hope we smack them. And this is why they don't want to spend any money. That's why they bought it in, so we don't spend the money.
Yeah, Tanji says he would take Gibbs White as a replacement for Longstaff. Would you, John?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, he's a decent player. He's a good player for Forest. Do you know what I mean? He's he's one of the best players for the club as well, by the way. I'm not going to lie. But when it comes to Newcastle, he knows he's got to fight for the first team. And at the minute, we've got to play free in midfield.
Yeah. Ryan Fraser's just come up for Southampton. Tanji says, imagine having Gibbs White and Bruno in the middle. Could imagine the Super Mario Brothers memes.
Balotelli.
Oh, yeah.
Balotelli. They are losing, David.
Yeah. Brighton seems to have trolled Chelsea lately with Potter, Caicedo and Cucurella. Yeah. Caicedo's not that great, is he?
I should pay for the lad 114 mil for this guy.
Yeah. He turned down Liverpool to go to Chelsea.
He did, didn't he? He must have made a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. He must have, yeah. What do you make of the cause of this cause here, Dewberry? Well, apparently after him and after this summer 3, I'm not sure.
Is that Dewsbury Hill?
I wouldn't have thought it's Dewsbury Hall because he's not in the 3 in the summer, and there'll be a lot of clubs wanting him in the summer, but I can't see him leaving Leicester now if they're going up.
Nah, he wasn't going to play in the first.
Foxy says, Denke, 26 goals in 33 games. Big summer move for him. One every year from Belgium. Boniface was last season.
Yeah,
wow,
and he's
Victor Boniface.
He's a champion.
Denke sounds very good actually, John, doesn't he, Denke?
Thing is, though, I don't watch the Belgian league, Tony, so I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull up his stats, John, and we'll have a look at him. Right, so he plays for Cercle Bruges. So it's not Club Bruges. It's not Club Bruges. It's Cercle Bruges. He plays for Togo. Is his nationality? He's 23 years of age. High pressing and finishing are his strengths. So high pressing. Well, we play a pressing game, so that's right up his street. Weaknesses is passing, ball control, and aerial duels. 12.6 million he's rated at. 32 games played, 32 started, 8 times he's been in Team of the Week. He's got 25 goals. He hasn't got any assists. I mean, his expected XG was 21.44, so he's exceeded that well and truly. and he's missed 15 big chances as well. So he could have had a lot more. But his goal conversion is 1 out of 32 from 1 out of 32 shots from outside the box and 24 from 103 from inside the box. He scored 1 header, 7 with his left foot, 16 with his right foot. So he's got an eye for goal. He hasn't put any penalties away because he mustn't be the penalty taker. And all season he's had 7 yellow cards, and that is it for the season. They signed him from Nîmes Olympique, so that's where he came from, and went to Bruges. It's the Belgian First Division A Championship when they played Royal Antwerp. So I'm just trying to have a look at his stats. So let's have a look when he played against Royal Antwerp. They lost the game. He didn't score anything. But he played 90 minutes. He had 1 shot on target, 2 off target, 1 shot blocked. 2 out of 2 dribble attempts were successful in that game. He had 61 touches for a striker. His accurate pass rate was 70% in that game. He made 2 key passes. He won 5 out of 12 ground duels, 1 out of 5 aerial duels. He lost possession 19 times. He made 3 fouls. He was fouled twice. He done 1 clearance, made 1 tackle, and he dribbled past once as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, as a backup striker, absolutely, why not? Great stats, John. Fantastic stats, you know.
Yeah.
Would you have him as a backup, John? If he cost about 15 million.
Thing is, though, right? I mean, I can't really answer that question. He looks good stats, Tony, but I don't know a lot about this guy. But obviously, Steve Nixon, we have to have a look at him, by the way. But for me, I can't really judge on the guy because I've never seen the lad play. But if the club knows about him, I don't see why not. I trust the club. If they get this guy, then just go and get him in, I guess. For those sort of record, you know, it's worth a punt. I mean, if he's better than Boniface, then it's worth a punt. I say go and get him in. But like I said, I don't know the guy. I never watched him play. But according to Foxy, he must have watched him play. And yeah, it's worth a punt. But I just don't know the guy.
Thing is, though, if somebody had said last season, would you take Victor Boniface on the Belgian league, you'd think, oh, I'm not sure. But Leverkusen took him on, and look how well he's done for Leverkusen, you know. I mean, They signed, you know, the fees unknown what Leverkusen signed him for from Royal Union Santa Glaise. But, I mean, look, you know, I know he's out injured, but he started 16 out of 19 for Leverkusen, got 11 goals and 8 assists.
Yeah, he's a big lad as well. So
he is.
Big lad. But he's been outstanding. So it's a chance, it's a gamble. Because the thing is, though, coming from the Belgian league to the Premier League is a massive step up. But
yeah, but he doesn't have to play, though, John. You can just ease him in.
Yeah, facts. I'm sure you know what you're doing. But I suppose give him a chance. If he does come, I mean, look, according to those stats, I think it'd be worth taking a punt.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm sure people in the chat would probably think the same. So, yeah, we should see what happens. Yeah, Boniface
right, John,
6'3", by the way.
Yeah, let's get some predictions in, John. So, what do you think the lineup's going to be tomorrow night for Newcastle United, and what's your score prediction?
Yeah, okay. It's going to be the back and goal is going to have to start. The right back would be Livramento. Left back would be Lewis Hall. The back is going to be Fabian Schär and Dan Burn. That's my back 4. Midfield 3, Bruno, Elliot Anderson, and Sean Longstaff. Right, so it's Bruno, Elliot, and 36. And the front 3 would be Barnes, Gordon, and Isak. Score prediction is very, very tough. Big up Chops, by the way. I'm going to say, I can see goals in this game. And I'm going to stick my neck out. And I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle. But we have got to defend properly.
Yeah, I'll go along with that, John. I think it'll be the same lineup. I want the same front three. I want Gordon, Isak, Barnes. That's what I want up front. Look how well we did against Tottenham. If we turn up tomorrow and play well, we can win this game. I'm not going to say we're going to hammer Palace. I'll quite happily go for a 2-1 win.
Yep, sounds good result. Sounds good scoreline there. I'd take that. 110%.
Yeah. Julie says a 1-1 draw. Exactly the same team as Spurs, same formation, but think we lose 1-0. Jordan Ayew goal on 74 minutes. Oh, let's hope not. Ronald says 3-1 Newcastle. Ian says 3-2 the Toon. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to go 2-1. I think we can do it, and I think the goals will come from Gordon and Isak. That's who I think will score tomorrow.
I was going to go tomorrow as well, but I can't get time off from work.
It's so hard, isn't it, when it's a midweek game as well? And what a stupid time, 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night as well.
I don't get it. It's
not even televised, is it?
It's not, no. I mean, it's shocking, isn't it? It's not televised.
Is it not?
Nah.
So I can't understand why it's an 8 o'clock kickoff then.
I don't get it neither, mate.
I mean, you've got Everton Liverpool tomorrow night is the main one on Sky, which that is a big game.
Massive game. Massive.
I mean,
game.
Palace are safe anyway. They're safe from relegation, Palace anyway. So, you know, but who could say Burnley might get out of it yet? Who knows?
I'm not being funny, right? They got a good chance. They really have got a good chance. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't think we need to win that game at Burnley. And they got a tough game as well. They got to go to Tottenham away. That's going to be tough. But it'd be interesting. But I think Vincent Kompany will find a way and how to win games. As long as it's not against us. As long as it's not us, though. But we'll see.
Harvey would love Cozy at Dewberry next. Saka I've heard for free and only 18. Yeah, I'm just having a look at his stats. Mario Cozy at Dewberry is only 18, English player, 1.8 million euros. He's played 8 games in Premier League 2, scored 7 goals and got 4 assists in 8 games. He's a right winger. Yeah, I mean, look, absolutely. He's out of contract in the summer. But because he's under 24, you'd have to pay a compensation fee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. Yeah, if we want to set our youth up, yeah, bring him in. Definitely, give him a shot. Why not?
Don't see why not.
Especially if he's the next Saka.
Exactly. But you know, we have to wait and see on that one, and see where he goes to next.
Ronald says, I'd like to be at the tea time table with Anthony Gordon, with Diego Maradona, Donald Trump, and Ricky Gervais, mind.
Oh, man, class.
We could have played Palace last Saturday, and Crystal Palace West Ham should have been tomorrow night. The FA do this deliberately to piss off our fans. Do you know what, Tangi? You're right. Because they could have played West Ham and Palace on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and it wouldn't have hurt them. Exactly. I don't get it.
I don't get it. They don't like Newcastle. It's well documented. They don't care. I hope we win a trophy, and I hope we win the title within 3 or 4 years.
Even the game at Old Trafford's on an 8 o'clock kickoff as well.
Fact. But they know people's going to turn up anyway.
Jam Stasher says 2-1, Gordon and Anderson. Jock says evening to you as well, mate. Hope you're well. EFC always. Tony and John, big up. I wasn't expecting to beat
Big up,
Chelsea
AFC.
5-0. Good result, mate. Good result. I'm glad you beat Chelsea because I don't want Chelsea getting anywhere near us. So the more you beat them, the better for us. So if we come in tomorrow night, we open up a 6-point gap. And that's what it's all about. You know, you're not the only ones to win 5-0 tonight. Leicester City have won 5-0 and they're on the verge of coming back to the Premier League. So, you know, it's 2 teams tonight winning 5-0 tonight. And if I just look at the table now, so as you've beat Chelsea, obviously we're on the same points as Man United, 2 ahead of West Ham. A win tomorrow puts us 5 clear of 8th place West Ham. We go 3 clear of Man United. But there again, I think they play tomorrow night as well. Yeah, they've got Sheffield United, so you expect them to beat Sheffield United. So technically, I'm thinking, John, we could end up sending Sheffield United down on Saturday if we beat them.
Yep, could do.
I'm just going to have a look at the table because best one to look at the BBC. Let's have a look. Right. Let me just share this a moment. Don't want that one. I want this one. Here we go. So there we go. So the Premier League table. Right, let's scroll this up. So there we are. Arsenal's on top, 3 points ahead and 4 points ahead of City, but City's got 2 games in hand. You expect City to win them, and then I think City win the league, to be fair. Tottenham's on 60 points, so they could get 66. If we win all our games, we could go above them if we won every game from now to the end of the season.
Yeah.
But if you look at the table there as it is, I mean, look, yeah, you know, if the unlikely happened and Sheffield United beat Man U, which I can't see happening, but even if we beat Man United when we play them, we'll be 3 points clear of them with a better goal difference. So you could see we're technically 4 points ahead if we beat Man United at Old Trafford. But we could be 5 clear of West Ham, 6 clear of Chelsea, 9 clear of Brighton. And look, there's no way back for Brighton if we go 9 clear of them. There's no way they're getting top 6. I don't think Brighton will get top 6 this year. They're looking very, very poor. I think they're going to finish mid-table now. But if we go to the bottom of the table, Sheffield United's on 16 points. So if they lose tomorrow, that's 4 games. That's 12. That's 28. So then that would be 35 when they play us. Yeah, so we could actually relegate Sheffield United on Saturday.
We could. And I'm surprised why they're not being relegated way before that.
Yeah. It's because of Forest. If Forest win their game, if Forest win their game, then obviously Sheffield United's down. But, you know, they've still got a chance at the moment. Because Forest don't play till the weekend. So, yeah, we could send Sheffield United down. Yeah. I don't know who Forest have got at the weekend. They don't play till Sunday, Forest. They've got Man City at home. So, yeah. So we could send Sheffield United down on Saturday, John.
I agree. So, yeah, so we got to win. We got to win our games as well. We got to win on Saturday. Sorry, Sheffield, but we have to win our games as well. But can't say got no.
We should beat them.
We should beat them at home, and I expect us to.
EFC's Pochettino's getting sacked in the morning. Lorraine says Gordon, Isak, and Wilson to score. That's because Wilson could be on the bench. Jacques Madoni says 4-1 Newcastle. You heard it here first. Excellent. Is it on TNT? It's not. No, it's not televised. No. Lewis says, I'm still paid off for Gateshead Council. Yeah, I think everybody is, Lewis. It's absolutely disgraceful, isn't it? The game's not on UK TV. No, it's on abroad. which is stupid, really, isn't it? Should have been on Merseyside Derby on Sky when you knew that was going to be on Sky all day long. Our goal difference is huge, says Arsenal. Yeah, it is. It's worth a point. Brighton Man City on Sky. Match of the day tomorrow night. But yeah. Crystal Palace robbed me of 225 quid on eBay. So I always love Palace losing. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Anyway, we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes and we're going to come to the end of this show. But anyway, it's been a cracking night. John, let people know where they can find you and what you've got coming up, mate.
Thanks very much, Amazon Tony. Thank you very much indeed. And thanks for the chat as well. I love you always. And what we've got coming up, hopefully on Thursday, I'll be doing a match preview show. And because obviously I'm trying to look to on Friday to Newcastle for the Sheffield United game. So I'm doing a preview on Thursday at 8 o'clock. So join us for that. And I'm going to hopefully do the podcast show on Monday. But I've got to do the match review show on Sunday. I must do that about 3 or 4 o'clock. I'll let you know on that one. And yeah, but other than that, I do match day vlogs on Saturday at the stadium. So please, guys, watch the match day vlogs. Hit the likes. Do that. That helps us an awful lot. And I really appreciate it if you do so. Thank you very much indeed. And thanks for having us on, Tony.
No problem, John. No problem.
I do subscribe to John Sinclair TV as well.
Yeah, there it is. There, yeah. If rest in peace, Kyle. Who's that, Lewis? Great show, Tony and John. Great content. Cheers, Ian. Thank you very much. Wayne's enjoyed it as well. Yeah, so guys, I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll have the pre-match tomorrow night. So that will be at around about 7:15 because it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. So yeah, so 7:15, catch for the pre-match. Bring both lineups for you as well when they come out at 7 p.m. And that's what I've got coming up tomorrow. And maybe then after the match, I might do a quick pre-record match reaction afterwards and stick that out there as well. Also, obviously, during the week, probably Friday, I'll have the match preview for Sheffield United. Then there'll be the pre-match again on Saturday. So as I say, everything's back to normal on the channel now. It was just I had a week off last week because I was very busy doing stuff. And then I had to go and pick a car up on Friday. But everything's back on track now. So it's looking great as well. Lewis says, he was a Newcastle fan who passed away. Oh, yes, I saw that.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely, Lewis.
Well.
Yeah, thought of his family. Absolutely. Lorraine says it's ridiculous. If you're abroad, you can get all the matches, but not in your own country. Yeah, it was like when we played, I think it was Atlanta in the friendly, and was it Atlanta or was it Bilbao? I think it was Bilbao. Was when it was the 3 o'clock kickoff. It was Bilbao, and it was streamed live on NUFC TV. But because of the UEFA ruling, you can't watch a 3 p.m. game in the UK. And the only way you could watch it on the Newcastle website was if you had a VPN, like I did, and I put myself as being in the United States, and then I was able to see it. But yeah, absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? This FIFA, UEFA ruling or whatever it is. But anyway, guys and girls, if you have enjoyed the show tonight, and if you haven't done so already, then please do smash that like. It does help the channel. So do give it a thumbs up. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. If you're brand new to the channel, come in, hit the subscribe and be part of this great community. Also hit the bell notification to keep you up to date with any future shows and pre-records as well. Also, if you are wanting to become a member, it's 99p. You can do that anytime by clicking the join button as well. But as I always say, remember the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And until then, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. And have a
good evening,
lads. Take care.